Hello, I'm Rebekah Patrick, candidate for South Carolina State House District 98. I'm running against the incumbent Chris Murphy in the general election. Today, I wanted to take a moment to talk about one of South Carolina's most pressing issues, ethics reform. Recently, Bobby Harrell, South Carolina's former Speaker of the House, pleaded guilty to 6 counts of improper use of his campaign fund. There were other charges, some of which included vote trading and racketeering for state Supreme Court appointments, but those were dropped as a condition of his plea deal. A SLED and federal investigation still looms, and many House representatives are under scrutiny from the press and public, including my opponent, Chris Murphy. Along with the misuse of his campaign fund, Bobby Harrell was under investigation for influencing the Judicial Merit Selection Committee and state representatives. According to the Post and Courier and the South Carolina newspaper The State, Harrell was accused of using his connections and his Palmetto Leadership Council PAC to influence lawmakers into making judicial appointments of his choice, specifically the state's Supreme Court Chief Justice race and an obscure family court judge race between Judges Tiffany and Dunbar. According to an article by Greenville Online, House Representative Tommy Stringer kept a vote tally during the race. He heard rumors of deal-making in Columbia. Those rumors turned into vote changes. He was later questioned by SLED and the FBI regarding who changed their votes and when. Chris Murphy was one of the representatives who removed his support from Tiffany and supported Dunbar instead. When questioned by a Greenville Online journalist, Murphy stated that he changed his vote because he suddenly remembered he knew Dunbar's husband. This was the same reasoning many other representatives offered when questioned by members of the press. Assuming his story is true, this is a poor use of a vote. Judicial selection is an extremely important decision and should not be trivialized. Clearly, Murphy felt Tiffany was more qualified than Dunbar, hence his initial support. It's irresponsible to select friends over those more qualified. However, if his story isn't true and he traded his vote, we are dealing with a very illegal and troubling situation. Unfortunately, there is more to this story than what meets the eye. Chris Murphy worked tirelessly to defend the guilty House Speaker. He did this by supporting 2 House bills. House Bill 3945 allows for the continuation of the self-policing of legislators' ethics violations by the legislators themselves. This is a controversial policy, and a significant majority of South Carolinians recognize the need for a third party to investigate these violations. This is just another example of Chris Murphy going against the will of the people to further his own interests. Then, as Bobby Harrell was facing prosecution from the Attorney General in front of a grand jury, Chris Murphy co-sponsored House Bill 5072. He fast-tracked the bill straight to the House floor, skipping committee entirely. This bill would have removed the Attorney General from prosecuting Speaker Bobby Harrell before the grand jury. Instead, the state legislature would gain jurisdiction to appoint a special prosecutor. Once again, Murphy has shown that he has no interest in allowing an independent third party to prosecute the ethics violations of legislators. He has made his position in this matter crystal clear. There is an obvious conflict of interest when House members prosecute their colleagues for ethics violations. However, legislators continue to preserve this correct policy. Representative Jay Lucas, Speaker pro tempore, has assembled an ad hoc committee to address ethics reform. If this committee produces anything like this year's half-hearted attempts at ethics reform, there won't be any real work done on this troubling issue. To make matters worse, the same people who worked to keep the self-policing of legislators are the ones who were appointed to this committee, including Mr. Murphy. Allowing Chris Murphy to serve on the ad hoc ethics reform committee is like asking a dingo to watch your baby. We cannot allow lawmakers who voted for and built the foundation of corruption in our government to continue to serve. The only way we can have real ethics reform is by voting out House members who worked to corrupt it in the first place. When I'm elected to State House of Representatives, I will make ethics reform a top priority. These lawmakers control our tax dollars. We cannot allow a system of government to turn a blind eye to lawmaker abuse of power. We need to hold government accountable. We can't do that unless we elect fresh voices and true representatives. My mission, the entire reason behind why I ran for office, is to bring accountability and transparency to the State House. With me in office, you can rest assured that your representative is working for you, not himself. I'm Rebekah Patrick for State House 98. Please join me in my mission to bring accountability and transparency to the State House. Thank you.